And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I do every day during the week. Yes, vacation is near. Anyway, it's Tip Tuesday. How are you all doing? What's going on? Tip Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about mastering the share button on social media. We'll be doing that in the last half hour of the show. But until then, we are talking what's happening in the news, what's happening in the world today. What is going on? First, let's say some good mornings. Chrissy is the first one in the camp. Good morning, Chrissy. And I see Hannah is in the building. Good morning. And Serena is in the building. Good morning. Kelly A is good morning. And Amparo is in the building. Grand Rising. I love that Grand Rising. My brother uses it. It's the only two people I know in the world that say Grand Rising. And interesting. Hey, Aya is in the building. What's going on? How are you? Good morning. Oh, she says Grand Rising also. Grand Rising. Okay. And Brian B is in the building. Mr. B is in the building. How are you all doing? It is Tuesday. What is it? What's today? Tuesday the 14th? Holy moly. We are halfway into May. Halfway into May. Just 15, couple of more weeks. It'll be the middle of the year. I just can't. I just feel so like the time is running by. I feel like I don't have enough time on my calendar. I don't have enough time to do the things I want to do. But I am going to take a break. So the break is coming. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get this headset good. Let me get set up here. My ears are in the wrong place. Okay, there we go. There we go. So how are you all doing? What are you guys doing? What are you up to these days? Anyone doing anything special on this Tuesday? What are you guys doing on this wonderful Tuesday? For most of us here in America, we're just starting out most of our days. I should say most of us at midway and on the East Coast. Hey, good. Jamel Shabazz is in the building. Good morning. Good morning, sir. And yeah, so it is Tip Tuesday. And since it's summertime, I am back to my t-shirts. When I first started Touch Base Daily, that was my wardrobe. It was t-shirts every day. So I am back to my t-shirts today. My black t-shirts. Amparo says she's in editing purgatory as usual. I did the same thing. I edited 100 pictures in the last 2 days for the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music. And we had there was an amazing event on Saturday. Their open stages. And yeah, it was really, really nice. And let me see if they have anything on. Did they post anything? Let me see if they posted anything on their page. And if they did, then I'll share it with you guys. And I think this is some stuff from, let me see. This is from Stages. Yep, this is it. Okay, so, and what they do is, let me just show you what they do every year. They have what's called open stages. And there's about 12 different stages throughout Park Slope. And they have music in all of them, different types of music. And absolutely wonderful. And so I was responsible for 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 stages and the main stage. And but there are stages all throughout Park Slope and the fair and everything. And this is one of my stages. There's another one of my stages I was responsible for. And so photographing, the gentleman also did the B-rolls and got the footage, and my job and 2 or 3 other photographers was responsible to connect with and photograph our stages, our VP areas. And so it was an absolute wonderful weekend. But when I got home, I was so exhausted. It was a grueling, a good grueling. I maybe pop up on one of these screens here, but it was a what we were there from 3 to 8 roughly. So roughly a 5 hour day. We got there at 2 really to start to get ready, and then at 3 the shows start. So it was a busy day of photographing. Got some great footage, but I was able to get that into them because tomorrow I am photographing for them for another project. And so anyway, shout out to the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music for being so amazing and making sure that people are exposed to the arts. And I always like to give them a shout out because not only do I like to work for them, but I also like what they do, as in young people and older people and middle-aged people, but mostly young people, teaching them music, music, because especially in the day and age when music is no longer in schools, in a lot of schools. So it is so good to have these platforms where they educate, and some of these kids grow up to go to Lincoln Center and go to Juilliard. They end up going to all kinds of schools and furthering their musical education. So it's a great way to give back to the community, and they're also always looking for support. So if you want to support them, make sure you go to Conservatory. This is their page here, the Conservatory, Brooklyn Conservatory of Music. So check them out. But it was a great, great weekend. Okay, so what are you guys doing? So that was me for the last 2 days, 3 days. It's been all work, no play. I cannot play until vacation. Hey, Dr. Derek Tuggle is in the building. DT is in the building. Good morning, RLP family, he says. And yeah, so a bunch of guys in here. So what are you guys doing? What kind of projects are you working on this wonderful Tip Tuesday here on Touch Base Daily? What are you guys working on? Besides, is it just Amparo and I just working today? Or working on projects? Is it just the two of us? I know you guys are doing some kind of work out there. And in the news, though, while you guys are sharing that, if you decide to share, in the news, I don't know if you guys have been following the Michael Cohen has returned to the stand to face cross-examination, but I don't know if you've been following the Trump's child like everyone else, like most people that are into political stuff like myself. I'm a political junkie, so this is the kind of stuff that I'm into. But I have to say it was an amazing for those, for the clips I saw, for the commentary that I heard, so, moving through all the channels yesterday. Michael Cohen held his own. He held his own yesterday. So now he gets today is cross-examination. So let's see how he holds up on today against the defense team. And but under the prosecution team, he did very well. He shared. A lot of people were saying how humble he was about all. He took ownership of his as they want to say, his misfortunes and the way he was fixer for Trump and all the other stuff. So it's quite fascinating. And then you also find out so many things. I mean, you read through what's called the not said stuff. For instance, like Trump saying that he doesn't write anything down because people that write things down eventually get convicted of a crime. Convicted, they go down. He says they go down. And you have to say what kind of mindset that is when you are thinking you have to think I'm doing something wrong or against the law, that I can't write things down of the biddings and the things I'm doing in my business and in the entities that I'm working with. It's a lot of exposure. And then there was also this interesting part of that yesterday that came out in Michael Cohen's shares, is that it was Melania that came up with the idea of makeup, share and say this is just locker talk when it came to the grab them by the pee. And so when that came out in the news, excuse me, allergies. One more. Excuse me. grabbed him by the pee, but it was Melania that said, "Hey, just say it's locker talk." Yeah, isn't that kind of interesting? And that also inside this case was they were sharing that he was not interested in Melania, not caring about Melania. He says, well, if that in one piece they said, what about in one of the segments of this conversation, what about upstairs, meaning Melania to Trump? And he says, "Oh, no worry about that. I can always if she's in paraphrasing, if she's angry or she's upset, I can I how and she gets rid of me. How long would I be on the market?" I mean, I mean, the mindset of these individuals, it is very dark. I just said, "Wow, this is kind of crazy," but it really gives you an insight of this circle. But again, the people, even though they're hearing the trial, his cult followers they're following no matter what. But at least the truth is out there. The truth is out there. So the good thing is the truth comes out, and you can make a decision where you want to go. Derek says, he's telling you he can't be trusted. Exactly. It's the craziest thing. I mean, it was really wild. Hey, Daya's in the building. Whoa, Daya. Daya must be on lunch break because Daya is usually overwhelmed with work. She has been working hard. It's so good to see you, Daya. And I know you're happy. I know you are a happier woman than you were last week. So I'm just saying. Just, I gotta tease my Daya. I love Daya. Kimmy Kim says she just shakes her head, shaking my head. Yeah, it's so strange. It's so crazy. I'm not going to linger there too long, but it is something to be listening to. And if you listen to the ladies of the View this morning, they really, I mean, I got a chance to get 15 minutes in from their opening, and it's Whoopi and the gang and the girls, they really bring out some really good thoughts as well. So check out The View. It was really good because Sunny has been in the courtroom, so which is really good. Okay, let's see here. Kimmy says what she's doing today is she's living the retired life. I wish if I would have only taken a different route. If I wasn't so ego driven when I was young, I would have been working for the city instead of working for corporate America. And I would have I would be able to retire. Yeah, I didn't do it that way. So I'll be working for the rest of my life. So, but all my friends who took on state jobs and government jobs, listening to their parents because that's how the middle class was formed back in the day. Um, they all are retired and young enough to enjoy retirement. Kimmy, congratulations on retirement. It is a beautiful thing to be young and retired. And so anyway, just had to say that for all the retirees in the building. Just a little history news today. Today in history, May 4th, the state of Israel is proclaimed, which began all of the problems that we have today in the Middle East. Everyone has lost their minds over this date in history. Just so you know where it started, May 14th, the state of Israel is proclaimed as a country. Also, what else is in the news today? I think that's it. I think that's all we're gonna go in. Oh, hey, Lisa's in the building. Lisa's gonna add on to that. Okay. Lisa says Mel- Melania is down with the nonsense. She is. And it was interesting that you say that, Lisa, because her best friend who was in the White House that got railed over by Melania and the Trumps, um, she wrote her book. And she was saying that she was shocked that Melania and Trump are identical in thought. She said there's no airspace between the two of them. they really do think the same way. And she's okay. She's okay with what's going on. It's kind of creepy and strange. It's almost like the Addams family. Um, speaking, yesterday we got so into our conversation about the college students and the graduation. We didn't go through a lot of stuff that was it. Did anyone go to the movies this weekend for Mother's Day? I know it was Mother's Day, but I hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day. I don't think I got a chance to say that yesterday. But I ended up going later on the evening. My buddy ended up coming to New York and he said, "Hey, let's get something to eat." And so this was later in the day, and I said, "Okay, you know what? Everything, all my chores, everything I've done, and all the things I needed to do in the morning were done." And I said, so we went out to eat, and I said, "You know what? Because we're right downstairs from the movie theater, and I know that he's a big fan of the Planet of the Apes. So I said, I'll treat you to the Planet of the Apes." So, because he loves the Planet of the Apes, and so he's always treated for dinner, and we always treat back and forth. But yeah, he's always supporting. And we went to see Planet of the Apes. This was really based on Bryson. Bryson, if you would have never mentioned it and saying good morning to Mr. Bryson, he's in the building. If Bryson would have never mentioned the Planet of the Apes probably last week, I would have never known that it was playing. And I went on Sunday evening, and it was good. It wasn't bad. The Planet of the Apes was not bad at all. And so I had a good time. Thank you, Bryson, for your entertainment inputs because I went to see Planet of the Apes and it was good yesterday. I mean, on Sunday. Let's see here. Season 3, part 1 drops this Thursday. Oh, what did I miss? What's dropping? Oh, Bryson says, y'all see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like I said, I saw it. Did anyone else see it? Did anyone else see Planet of the Apes? Hey, Gwendolyn's in the building. Hey, Miss G is in the building I thought about her this morning. I said, that Gwendolyn. I can't tell you what I said after that thought. No, I can. I said, because she's so organized and she made me feel bad this morning without even making me feel bad. Not even purposely making me feel bad. Gwendolyn is a great packer. Like, I'm going on vacation starting Friday, right? So she, I was laughing at her because she had already started her packing, and I have not started my packing for my trip. And she was like, "What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?" And I said, "Well, I got to do laundry on Wednesday, so I can't pack until I do my laundry, and I can't pack my gear until I do all the photo shoots. 'Cause I have a photo shoot tomorrow, and I have a photo shoot on Friday." But I said, "Well, you know what?" I said, "Man, maybe I should be packing at least some of it." So anyway, Gwendolyn, you made me think. You made me think this morning, like you always do. Nothing like a good work wife. So, oh, you were up more. Oh man, I was up recording this morning. Oh wow, yeah, you were doing your replays. And let's see here. Amparo says, "I love the series. I will check it out." Amparo, you are a Planet of the Apes fan? I did not know that. Every week I find out something new about Amparo. Okay, let me see. Did I miss anything here? Let me just go scroll back. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Lisa, I hope that we get to connect. I will be in Charlotte on Saturday. Okay, so maybe we can connect on Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Thank you. Yeah. I told my sister, I said, I am coming to town. If you want to hang, we will hang. If you don't, we won't. So anyway, I am Miss Reese is in the building. Good morning, RLP cousins. Yes, my dearest RLP cousins is in the building. Okay. Daya says, I miss being here with all of you. Well, we are glad to see you. We are glad to see you, Daya. Bryson says, sorry, not Bryson. Brian says, this upcoming weekend, my brother is taking our mom to the 65th anniversary screening of North by Northwest. What is that? Am I supposed? What is North by Northwest? I don't know what that is. Someone please school me. This is our what is our water cooler talk here. G says, Amparo, I am a huge fan of the original Planet of the Apes. I watched it religiously every month, all of them. Wow, I didn't know that, G. I didn't know that. How many of you are Planet of the Ape fans? Did not know. Uh oh, Lisa, if you oh my gosh, you should go to Asheville. It is so much fun. She said, I want to go to Asheville. Is that close to where you will be? Asheville's an hour and a half outside of Charlotte. So no, it's not. It's not. It's just it's about the same distance as what do you call it? Charleston. Yeah. Georgia. So, Georgia, South Carolina. South Carolina, my bad. I think Georgia. South Carolina. No, but Asheville is so much fun. Oh my gosh. You really need you really need to Asheville is one of those places you have to stay over. You can't like go and come back. Well, you can. It's only a day. It's like I said, it's only an hour and a half. You know, it's like me going to do New Paltz here in New York. Same kind of vibe, as a matter of fact. Going to New Paltz. Oh, Brian says it's an Alfred Hitchcock classic movie. I have to check. I have to put it in my playlist of things to look at. Oh, thank you, Brian. I like some of the old stuff. And Hannah says I bought an organizing book yesterday by a Black author, Nikki Boyd. I hope it helps me. I need it. I bought an organizing book yesterday. You know who's also good? Gwendolyn, what's our girl name from the Container Store? What's her name? The Japanese young lady. That's another great book for organization. I do have 2 of the books. Well, where are my books? Hold on a second. Okay, the books are in the library area, but it's really good. It's really good stuff for organizing your home. Okay, I see here. Tracy says, I'm a Planet of the Apes fan also. Chrissy is also. All right. Oh, that sounds interesting. Boy, I need to look that up for Hannah. Yep, see? Because G is an organizer. Really. She's probably one of the most organized people I know in the world. Kimmy Kim, old movies in and north and northwest. Wow. Lisa, Asheville is beautiful. Love it. Hope you can make it. Yeah, it is. It has lots of art galleries. It's beautiful. Lisa says I drove 14 minutes, hour and 14 minutes to Trader Joe's. Now that's hungry for Trader Joe's. So you must have been in Charlotte. Did you go to Charlotte for Trader Joe's? Planet of the Apes remake starting with 2010s. Okay, so you guys are into that. Okay, so anyway, what time is it? Time check is time. Okay, it's almost time to start. Almost time for the class. Almost time for our class. If you are new to our Tip Tuesday, we start the day at the water cooler, like we just did today, just talking and chatting about different stuff. And then we're gonna go right into our lesson, which is mastering the share button on social media. So today we're talking a little bit. Hey, there she is. Oh, thank you, Gwendolyn. Marie Kondo. Thank you. I says G. She's good. You don't think she's good? I like her concept. Get rid of things that you don't. No, let me rephrase it. Get rid of things that don't bring you joy, right? You should only have in your home the things that bring you joy. However, it's interesting. Marie Kondo has 2 books, but then she came out with a 3rd book because guess what? She couldn't, can I say it? She couldn't live up to book number 1 and book number 2 because Once she got married, I think she had a child. Um, she could not live up to book number 1 and book number 2. Quite fascinating. And it goes to show you how we all are continually growing as people, right? What worked for us when we were in our 20s, well, is not working in the 30s, and what worked in the 30s is not working in the 40s, and what's working in the 40s, and you know what I'm saying, and go on and on and on. Or if you lived in the city, it doesn't work in the country. If you worked in the country, it doesn't work in the city. Yeah, life changes. Hey, Elise is in the building also. What's going on, Elise? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I see everyone's here. Everyone's here. Okay. Who is this? She said, I love her short stories in Netflix. Did I miss one? I missed something. I missed something. Okay. Okay, it's time for class. It is time for class, y'all. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's dive in. First of all, how many of you are on social media? Besides, I mean, like, how many of you post to social media? How many of you spend more than 5 hours a week posting on social media? How many of you? More than 5 hours of posting in social media. Amparo does. Okay, Amparo, Chrissy. Serena says, class is now in session. It certainly is. Class is now in session. And as we get ready to start that class, also remember that like, subscribe, and I'm gonna have to add that in there. Share, like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel here. If you're in the Instagram family over there, come on over to YouTube, where you'll get a better feel for this program, and you'll be able to join in the conversation. We have so much fun in YouTube, Touch Base Daily. Okay, so a couple more. How many of you post more than 5 times a week? 5 times a week. I see Kimmy does also. Uh, oh, Lisa says, oh, there you go. Maria Kondo has a limited series on Netflix. I gotta check it out. Gotta check it out. I like her book. Like I said, I have 2 of them. The first 2 books. Chrissy Corner, I don't spend more than, oh, really? See, I don't spend more than 5 hours a week, but I post weekly. I do share things as I come across them. Kimmy says, not posting that much. Elise says she posts. I know Jamel Shabazz posts. I mean, Jamel, so he posts. Paul, hey, Paul, is this Paul? Is this the Paul? What's up, Paul? Welcome to New York, Paul. Paul is in the building. Paul says, I do for sure, but it's all the shows. And I have here, I am really considering shutting my social media down. No, don't say that. It's really a different animal these days. It really is. It really is. Ooh, that's another conversation, Lisa. That's a good topic. That is a good topic. GR says, I missed the question, but I post about 10 times a week. Okay, 10 plus times a week. Okay, good. And Daya says, I do on TikTok. Okay, so everyone pretty much posts more than 5 times a week here in the social media world. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm going to take some of this stuff down so you can see. Mastering the share button on social media. I thought this would be a good topic. See, I've been talking about photography for about 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I said, let's get a little break to something that really is dear to us also, because all of us do post on social media. All of us. I post probably 5 or 6 times a day. If not, no, let me say that, let me retract. I probably post between 5 and 10 times a day between LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. What else do I post to? Nextdoor and Facebook, Threads once in a while, very rarely on Twitter. I mean, it's still called Twitter or X, whatever they call it now. Yeah, so I would say that's 8 platforms, and that's a lot of posting. But that's when you do this kind of stuff, you want to post because that's how people know that you exist. That's how people know that there's a touch base daily. That's how they know about my Patreon community. That's how they know about what I'm doing as a photographer. That's how they know. And out of sight is what? Can we all say it? Out of mind. Posting is so important to your business. Now, like Lisa said, it is a different animal. It's play to pay. I said pay to play. It's the algorithms. And God knows we cannot keep up with the algorithms. No longer can we do that. It's not even worth looking at the algorithms because they change daily, sometimes hourly. Algorithms, if you're an algorithm chaser, don't do it. It's not worth it. You will lose your mind. And then if you're trying to look for the likes, you'll lose your mind there too. Because I had one of my friends shared a story with me yesterday. Shout out to Butch. Hung out with Butch yesterday. That there was an individual, one of the people, acquaintance, a person he knew, that literally, because he didn't get likes, it would emotionally put him into a frenzy. Like as a photographer, he felt like if he posted his photos, everybody should be liking it. And if people didn't like it, it put him in a frenzy. He would get upset, depressed, angry. Y'all, social media is not all that. However, it is a necessity when you are a photographer. How else do people see your work? If you are a person in arts, how do people see your work? If you are a crafty, like making crafts, how do people know that your craft exists unless you share? Which brings us to this. But don't freak out about likes. The algorithms are not your friend. They're only trying to generate and gin up business for these platforms. So the days of posting and all your friends seeing your work are gone. But maybe think about your Instagram, these platforms, as ways to reach out to people, to let people know you exist, but also on Instagram for we photographers, to just make it your portfolio. You can just make it a portfolio. Just set up Instagram accounts. That's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to set up another account for my Instagram just as a portfolio. I can just send people, go to my Ron Lewis Photos, street photography. Go to Ron Lewis Photos, nature and black and white. Go to Ron Lewis Photos as my company. And I'm not even thinking about the likes, not thinking about any of that stuff. I'm just posting to create a portfolio so that when my clients say, hey, or potential clients, where can I find your work? Because we're realizing too that people don't go to your website any longer. For those of us who have websites, but people do go to your Instagram. Met a gentleman at the winery this weekend. Hey, what's your Instagram account? Instagram is still great for your portfolio. So let's take it there. So master the share button on social media. The share button is a small but mighty tool that allows you to quickly spread content you find interesting across your social networks. It's like telling a friend, hey, check this out, but on a global scale, right? So you post, or you see people that you see your friends posting, share their work. Sometimes I just go on a share moment. I just do nothing but share. I'll go and see something that Jamel posts and I'll share. I'll see Elise share something and I'll share. Gwendolyn shares something and then I'll just share it. But there's something also, don't just be sharing to be sharing, but sometimes, most of the time, I'm sharing to support my friends. But also because most of my friends are also in alignment to my belief systems. I'll never forget, a gentleman got upset with me because he had a marijuana dispensary. He had all this marijuana paraphernalia and footage and all kinds of stuff. And he was like, yo, I follow you. Why can't you follow me and post my stuff? I said, first of all, I'm just getting to know you. One. Number two, I'm not a pothead. I'm not into pot. So and most of my friends that I connect with online, they may be, but I mean, may not, most of my can say they're not, but there may be some out there that are. So I'm not going to post anything about pot because that's just not my belief system. Right? So it's interesting. So post what brings your community joy, or post what's going to give your community awareness of someone that you think they should know about. Okay. I see here, G says, I use social media platforms to feed the machine. Absolutely. Lisa says, weirdly, if I only post one story, it gets a lot of views. But if I post several, there is a difference. Yeah, because they want to push you. They want you to push and do more. And Power says, I use it often. Good karma. Yes, use that share button. Also, Lisa says, also, IG is stalling the views because they want you to buy one of these packages when they are released. Yes. Yes. Jamel Shabbat says, my goal is to inform and to inspire. That's my goal. That's one of mine. I just love sharing history, facts, wildlife. Here's another one. That was the wrong approach by him too. Yes, it was. He was like, yo, why aren't you? I was like, well, brother, I'm probably not in your circle. Next, why use the share button? Here we go. 1, increase visibility. Sharing content can significantly increase its visibility and reach. Yes. Number 2, support content creators. It's a way to show appreciation for the content you enjoy and help creators grow their audience. Can I read this one again? Support content creators. It's a way to show appreciation for the content you enjoy and help creators grow their audience. I say that all the time. That's one of my pet peeves, is that it doesn't cost anyone a dime to hit share. So let's say someone in your circle put a presentation together to share with you, like me, and you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. You learned something from it. The first thing you should do is share it, right? Even before liking it. I know, it's usually like they go together. Like and share. Like and share. Like and share. Because it's almost like a payment. You're almost like making a payment, like making a deposit. Like, if I share this with my audience, maybe someone will see it. And that's maybe 1 or 2 people that may end up subscribing, or 1 or 2 people that might connect, right? Number three, engaging with your community, sharing relevant content and spark conversations and strengthen your connection with your followers. Like one of my content friends online, well, it's not even a friend, I guess I just follow them, but they're my friend in my head. And it's called Black Wall Street. How many people follow Black Wall Street or Black News? Anyway, they posted something this morning that was quite interesting to me about Betty Boo. I did not know that Betty Boo was originally black or a woman of color. She was dark skinned, and that Betty Boo was created in 1930, I think 33, and she was on the Popeye cartoon. That's to me worth sharing because I'm sure I'm not the only one that did not know Betty Boo was originally black or dark, a woman of color, and that her first debut was on Popeyes. Didn't know that. I was like, holy moly, Popeye. And then there she is, Betty Boo doing her thing. I was shocked. So, you know what? I may not have shared it today because I was running out the house, but I am going to share it later on. Betty Boo. So anyway, any Betty Boo folks in the building? This is going to be a short one. So here we go. Next one. How to use the share button effectively. Find content you love. Look for posts that resonate with you or would be valuable to your followers. Right? Next, click the share button. It's usually represented by an icon that looks like an arrow. Usually today, in these days, it's like a little circle arrow. It's like a little, like it says share. It's like a little arrow. And then it says by the icon that looks like an arrow or interconnected nodes. Most of the time now, it's just an arrow. Next, add your thoughts. When sharing, add a personal comment or question to engage your audience. I am always happy in my LinkedIn audience because I post on LinkedIn at least 3 times a week because that's where the business is. Well, some of my business comes from Instagram once in a while, but my clients live on LinkedIn. And so when someone on LinkedIn likes and shares and writes, it's like, holy moly, that's amazing. And I end up writing back. I end up writing a whole like, hey, thank you so much for supporting. So you also got to be courtesy. The courtesy is also great. When someone does share, thank them. Show a little gratitude. Because then it makes them it encourages them to do it again. Cass says, social medias are tools and ways to connect and share across local, state, and nationalities. I always share, especially when someone comes to mind that I think would appreciate or have interest in something. There you go. That's what it says. Right? Right? And I see here, Chrissy says, yes, like and share is definitely a payment of sorts because it supports the content creator. There you go. There we go, right there. She's going right in. She says, folks need to stop lurking and start liking and sharing again. All you lurkers out there, Gwendolyn is just telling you, get with the program. Stop lurking. Get in there. Share. Like, share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like and share. Okay, here we go. Elise says, my goal is to highlight artists and provide information. Lisa says, and this is sad, my friends hardly ever share. If you don't expect it, it won't bother you. Honestly, people I have never met are my biggest supporters. Woo! You ain't lying there, Lisa. I'm often amazed by the people in our families, the people that know us, that grew up with us, and all that stuff. They very rarely support what we do. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, it is amazing to me how strangers in social media can come together and connect and build a community and relationships and build connections and support systems. It is amazing that for most of us in this room, we have never met in person, face to face. Yet every day there's 17 to 20, 22 people that come here every day to connect, to plug in. During a workday, most people are at work right now in the middle of the day. But there's people in this room right now. And I get some of the biggest support from all the people in this room. And again, the people you've never probably met are your biggest supporters. And that is one of the beauties of social media is that you can find connection. You can find your tribe. But while you're doing so, use that share button. Here's another one. Tag the creator. Give credit where it's due by tagging the original creator. Like I went on a frenzy this weekend regarding the Northern Lights, which I rarely ever do, as in create a frenzy and then create a highlight for it. I have this endearment to the Northern Lights. And in New York City, because we have so much light, we're not able to see it. And it also rained a couple of days. But outside of the city, people are getting these amazing photos. And it's a once in a lifetime capture, or not lifetime. The last time it happened was 20 years ago, I think it was. So it's almost 20 years ago. It doesn't happen often that you get Northern Lights south of Canada or Greenland or Iceland. Usually we have to travel to Greenland and Iceland and Northern Canada, Finland to see the Northern Lights. So people were able to see the Northern Lights all the way down to Florida. And the pictures that they were posting, I just had to create a collection because I am amazed by the Northern Lights. And so I kept, and it was interesting because, I'm sharing all these photos, and, I'm putting them on my feed and putting them in my, my short stories. And two people out of all the people that I, reshared their work, they said, "Oh, thank you so much for sharing my work." Two people. I shared about probably 25, 30 people's work, maybe 50, but two people did take the time to say, "Thank you for sharing my work." It was a beautiful interaction. And then we end up having a conversation. "I love your work." Because then I started investigating more of their work. Okay, next one. Choose the right platform. Share the content on the platforms where it will resonate the most with your audience. Yes, every platform is different. TikTok, there's a certain mindset on TikTok. There's a certain mindset on Instagram. There's a certain mindset on YouTube. There's a certain mindset on Nextdoor. I get a kick out of posting on Nextdoor because I try to bring positive information to Nextdoor. And for any of you that follow Nextdoor, have the Nextdoor app, it's such a negative place. People are upset about this and upset about that, and there's a hamster running around the street this morning, or there's a raccoon on my fire escape. I mean, there's 1,000 things that go on. So I bring Motivation Monday to my Nextdoor community, and I bring my photography. Like I on Wednesdays I do phototherapy Wednesdays, and I'll bring photos to them. And usually they're viewed about 400 to 500 times in that day. So I know that they appreciate it because 400 or 500 people observe it. Now, maybe one or two will send a like. So, but know your platforms. They all have a purpose. Instagram, my LinkedIn is my business world. Anthony says, yep. Chrissy says they were able to see the northern lights in Connecticut and Delaware as well. Yep, everywhere across the country. The further north you were, the better it was. The better the northern lights. Yeah, something. I heard this also. IG is releasing something new. If they haven't already, that really gives credit to the original creators of content. Interesting. And Elise says, rubbernecking on social media. Yeah, Elise, this is Gwendolyn. Rubbernecking on social media, by the way. I need to chat with you. To Elise. Okay. And so yeah. And I think here we go. The next slide. Best practices. Share with intention. Don't just share for the sake of it. Make sure the content aligns with your values and interests. I shared that earlier. Respect privacy. Be mindful of the content privacy settings and the wishes of the original poster. And also monitor engagements. See how your community reacts to what you share and adjust your strategy accordingly. Yeah, they say that's how you get more engagements. I got this this Instagram award yesterday, like a little you've made such and such, I guess on one of my reels or whatever. And so now some of these platforms are starting to reward you because I think Instagram is trying to take a cue from YouTube. You know, YouTube rewards you on certain levels on YouTube. And so now Instagram is starting to do it with their reels. Like they will reward you with a little trophy. So anyway, monitor engagements. See how your community reacts to what you share and adjust your strategy accordingly. Okay, I see here. Okay, good. Moving right along. Excellent. So that's it for this week's Tip Tuesday. Remember, the share button is a simple way to curate and share content that matters to you and your community. Happy sharing. Okay, guys. So, oops, I was going to go somewhere, but let me just pop this off. There we go. Okay. Lisa Gwendolyn says, I need to learn when not to engage with folks. A sister will debate until the cows come home and pigs fly. Chrissy says applause. Yeah, you know, there's sometimes you have to disengage. There's some people that make comments. I mean, you may post something, and there's always some trolls out there, but you have to just ignore them. I've learned to ignore the trolls. Not everybody that responds is a good person. So anyways. So anyway, let me just give you some announcements here, because I didn't give you this yesterday, but you can find this on my Patreon page, and also it'll be linked to this video if you are in the Patreon community. If you are not a part of the Patreon community, join the Patreon community. Support this brother as I do things for a community, for this community and the Patreon community. Also, you can find all of this listed in all of the links that you can get if you want to dive in to this. But also, can I share with you something that I am doing that we did last year, but it was kind of like came out of last year's. There we go. Here we go. So last year, I donated, like I get Patreons, you know, my Patreon community supports what I do here. And so I was donating $100 for my Patreon. I want my Patreon folks to know that I was doing it last year. And so out of that, I mentioned it online right here on the platform. It was on Instagram at that point. And I said, hey guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to support these kids that at the high school, Information Technical High School in Long Island City, who I do interior design for, and I design part of the school, and which I'm going to be live on Thursday to share their new um, technical center that I designed. So, I picked out all of the stuff. So I'll be there live to support, to go and review it, and I'm going to go live on YouTube for it. But these kids mean the world to me. And so I mentioned it last year, and the next thing you knew, all of you that were in this community said, "Hey, I want to help out. I want to help out. I want to share. I want to give to these kids." And in doing so, we were able to give them a $425 check last year, because this is how this community is. I just mentioned it, and you guys start like, "Hey, I got Sharon, put up your Cash App." And then I started. So then I was like, okay, so this is a new year. And so I went to the school, I talked to the school, I talked to the principal, and this graduation year, it came up their total of their proms of the people that needed help, and came up to like 7,000, almost $8,000 for the kids, because the kids cannot afford, their their graduation fees, all the stuff that's out there that they need. What time is it? Let me just get the time right. Okay, I got time. Oh, it's got 1 minute. And they can't afford their caps and gowns. Last year, we helped get some of the kids get gowns and clothing. So I say, why not do a GoFundMe? That way, you're not giving it to me, right? So it makes it really easy, and then more people can participate. So now there's actual place. So if you are interested, you just go to support IT High School seniors graduation. Right now, we're up to $100. And I put in what's remaining is that they have a $1,600 remaining. So much so far, the other 6,000 has been paid up and helping these kids. So I said, well, I will take this to you guys. If you guys want to participate and click on this, you can either go through my Patreon page. You can do it that way. You can go here. The link is going to be at the description of this video. It's also going to be on my Instagram. It's going to be everywhere. And if we can raise the $1,500, if we can raise $1,500 plus, or maybe get to $1,600, that means all of the kids can do their prom. All the kids can get their graduation books. All the kids can do everything they need for their graduation. And so I'm excited. And I say, you know what? Maybe we'll do this every year. And then maybe this will grow. And I have big plans for this. Maybe next year it'll be 2 schools. And maybe another year after that, maybe it'll be 3 schools. But you got to start somewhere, right? And I said, what a great cause. Now, if you're in the Patreon community, or even if you're here, just mention it. If you're in here and you give $100 or more, then make sure you put your email into that, so that way I can give you a free download of one of my photos from my series, from the flower series. Okay, so it'll be from the flower series, black and white series, and I'm going to you'll be able to get a free download, so that way you can print up to 8 by 12. Okay, so if you give more than $100, you'll get a free download for that to help as well. So, but again, support the IT High School seniors graduation. It will be great to support them. There's already some folks that have supported, and so let's continue to do so. And I'm just going to, like I said last year, hey, I just bring it to you guys, and you guys do what you want. Okay? And I think that's it as an announcement. On Thursday, we have our Patreon class. We're just having a Q&A night. So come on out if you want to do that, the Patreon community. We're just going to talk photography and Q&A. And so we're going to be doing that on Thursday night. Okay, I think I ran out of my time. You can catch this replay. Let me just pop this off the screen. You can catch this replay after at 4 o'clock on Indie Soup Media. And also you can just click. Make sure you like, subscribe, and what? Share. Okay, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday. Make it a great day. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Because guess what? Our Anthony Rowland in the building. This cat right here, Anthony Rowland, will be our guest on our Wisdom Wednesday. So we'll see him tomorrow, and he's going to be sharing with the group. We're going to be having our conversation. Okay, I think I'm done. I think we got this all done. We're all cool. We're all done. Okay, okay, I'm out of here. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.